I think we're here.
This is Nightmare Hut. Hey, there's Twist.
Hey, Twist. Okay,
Wait.
let's go get him.
Alright, bet.
Hey, hold on. Is that Gavin?
Wait, what? Gavin, what the fuck's he doing
Gavin,
here?
bro.
Bro,
What are you doing?
bro,
What are you doing here?
what are you doing out here?
What's going on?
You good?
Okay, I don't fucking know, man. I've been walking for days, bro. I stole these clothes from a hobo. Like,
You have a phone, right? Why didn't you call one of us?
Yeah.
it's dead. Okay, you see this shit? I've been jamming to nothing. I don't know, man. Did he get a hold of y'all guys or
I
something?
mean, I had a
called
phone
him,
call with
yeah.
Dak, and he troubled me pretty good. He said something about me because I was beating monsters' asses, that someone was after me, bro.
Yeah,
What did
there's
he
like
mean?
posters up or something.
So, I saw this like fucking poster.
Is
like
he
right
high?
next to his.
Maybe. Are you
I
high?
saw no. Check my fucking eyes, bro.
Okay.
Check my eyes.
Well, how about?
I saw his shoe. I lost the shit. It was next to a poster.
Okay, well-
I picked it up. I was like, oh hell no.
I know this seems like a pressing matter, but we have more important things at the time.
Yeah?
We have to shoot the podcast with Oliver Twist. Can we go do that and we can talk about it later?
Maybe.
All right, let's
Fucking
go.
dumbass.
Christ, man.
Yeah, dude, we'll talk about that fucking missing wanted poster shit later or whatever.
Bro, I don't want to hear about the shit again.
Yeah,
You
dude,
seriously
I
just
swear.
have to
I'm
get
sorry,
straight.
bro.
straight.
I destroyed the. I'm sorry.
Where the fuck Twist go?
Hey, bro, no. What?
Is that?
Oh my god, bro, what the fuck?
What? Hey, I know that guy.
Bro, what?
Yo,
Bro, you see
who
some
the fuck
movement
is
over
that?
there? Bro, what is that?
Yo, what the fuck?
How do you know that guy? What is he doing here? Bro?
I asked help for him. He didn't talk to me, dude, but that was like the last dude I seen.
Where'd he go?
Hey, yo, what up, man?
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Hey.
Hey.
What's going, man?
What's going on? Ready for the podcast?
Yeah. What's up? Let's get it cracked.
All right, where are we doing this? Okay.
Matter of fact, just give me a second.
You okay there, man?
Yep, we're good. Come on in, boys.
Okay.
All right. Here we are, back again with the Invisible Man. You have anything to say?
I don't know, man.
You're not the mute man.
Oh yeah, that is right. Am I invisible man or am I dysfunctional or am I dysfunctional invisible man?
Right now you sound a little like both, so
God damn.
however you want to introduce yourself.
All right. Well, yeah, we're in the nightmare crib. Fucking creepy background, fucking weird guy, fucking Jedi.
I'm not too scary, sorry guys.
Yeah, he's kind of cute with this fucking.
A little break. I'll kill you.
Well, we're back at it. Finally have our special guest for the fitting time of the year, Halloween, Oliver Twist.
What's going on, everybody? Just so you know, I am in costume. It's just 365 all around, the whole year. I'm actually a Sith Lord, so we can handle this for now, but
Nice. All right,
later on we're gonna have some issues.
Sorry, bro.
It's the rule of two, the milkman's about to be my apprentice.
All right. Let's see about this. I've been working on my force craft.
I'm invisible. I just got to strip down real quick. I'll whoop some ass.
Shit. So here we are back again, episode 20 of the Come Up podcast. We're happy to have Oliver Twist joining us. How do you want to dive into this, man? You have anything you want to fucking start off with before we get into the interview?
Oh, shit. First of all, the Nightmare House, the legendary fucking house, had so many people there. Is there
Oh, yeah.
any real memorable moments?
It's too many to count, man. I'd say probably my favorite was like the 2012 era. No, probably 2013 era, because we had so many things going. Like Nightmare on 9th Street 1 was coming. We had Big Z, Cloud 7 was coming. And in the midst of it, I was running sessions, so we just had so many, Cali Man, Bishop, JP, J Nina. We had Bizarre. We had so many just great 815 artists come through. And it was a blessing to get to work with those guys like that, in that capacity. And it was just like such a party environment, but yet it was so functional. I mean, it'd be a party, and then the party ended, and somehow you ended up with like 6 815 hit records at the end of the night, and just so many different platforms we touched on. You had like the turn up guys, you had the deep guys, and then you'd have 4 producers lined up in a row on the couch. Everybody's got their headphones on. At the end, you're just like, we got like 6 original instrumentals that just got cut right there on the couch while these guys are rapping. These guys are in a circle, vibing. It was just a great time in the 815. One of the staple moments, and that was lit. It was just a great time for it, man. I wish you guys would have been able to have this going then, because we'd have been in the Nightmare House nonstop. I'd have you guys podcasting 24/7.
Yeah, absolutely. Different time. Wish we could have been more involved at that time. That
Oh,
would have
yeah,
been
man.
amazing.
You guys are killing it now, man.
Absolutely.
Killing
That's
it,
what
bro.
matters.
Amen.
Exactly.
Progression.
Nice. So let's start off with fucking the basics, man. Fucking what inspired you to fucking get into this game? Fucking that inspires so many, other people around.
Man, the short version, I suppose, is I came from one environment. I came from more of the traditional hip hop environment, in a sense, to where it was like, I'm the kid whose father's gone, I this and that. But I was brought into an area of, it was more everybody's dad was there, kind of a country music vibe. You're out in the fields, out here where the Nightmare House is and stuff. It's the country, and it was a different environment, which I love, because it shaped the weirdness of the music. It made what the music is now, and it made it what it was. I didn't fit, and that was the whole concept. I related to something that nobody else understood, and at the time it was met with resistance, and over time and persistence, and just people growing up, watching things just keep elevating, and just building on the platform, embracing the fact I was like, okay, I don't fit in. What should I do? Instead of trying to be something that fits in, I just fall right in the gray area, man. Misfit music, and it's worked out successfully. I've been blessed, to be 27 and be able to full-time sustain myself, my daughter, a life, around making hip-hop music in, Putnam County, Illinois. I got no complaints.
Absolutely. That's
Got
super
no
dope.
complaints.
So, I know you're like an Elvis stan.
Amen.
So, like, to what caliber did he impact your music, and how did he come about, like, being who you were inspired from?
That kind of dated back to like my when I was a kid, just my grandfather showing me that. It was my first entertainer that I looked to, that I went, whoa, this guy's got people crying. You'd see the shots where it goes from this guy's just doing something as simple as singing a song, but there's 20,000 people in an arena and they're crying. They'd give their life just to be in that arena that night. And you're like, that means that when that person's at home, if they're going through the worst or the best times, no matter what, right there in between, that has impacted them. It shapes their daily life. It helps. And at the same time, it was just kind of like the magnetism of being able to say, this person, they're comfortable, and he was vulnerable. He was a vulnerable human being, and I related to that too. I could watch and be like, this guy's just a simple country dude. That's all I am, man. Nothing that stood out to make him. Nothing was false. It was just honesty. But musically, there hasn't been directly from him as many inspirations. It's more stage presence, kind of.
Okay.
But I mean, I'd be lying if I said I matched any kind of stage presence of his. It's just watching the way that this person could be so humble and shy and calm off stage, polite, chill, and then all of a sudden on stage, you're like, this isn't a human being. Like, that's not a person. That's like, what is happening right
Transformative.
now? Exactly. So, I mean, it just, it's just something, kind of the look, the appeal, the walk, being able to just be a humble person, but be a superstar at the same time. It was just something that I was like, yo, that'd be sick. But Elvis wasn't like the reason I wanted to be an entertainer. I just, like I said, vibe with it, love it, and I love watching the performances, the story, you know, watching somebody who they went from being nobody to being a god.
Right.
To then you're reminded of their humanity, the way they pass away, the way he got big, real life hit him, you know, and you get to watch. And there's so many different things to it that I was able to always just watch and connect with on weird levels, because I'm like a kid. I'm like, I have no way to relate to this, period. But at the same time, you watch and you're like, you know, someday I might. And then when you get older, I mean, a year and a half ago, I was 240 pounds. I'm watching like, yo, I get it. I was skinny on stage, now I'm fat on stage. I get it, you know. The people listening, they get it. They're watching like, oh, we're just getting a little fat. Ooh, shit. Oh, you know, it's humanity. It's real. And
right.
But I just, yeah, I mean, it transcends over in more just real life application, I guess. And then a lot of the music, like I really like gospel music and things like that, just grounded music in my private life. And I don't listen to any other gospel, but I'll listen to like him, the Jordanaires, people from way back. Just to stand, like I said.
Well, because I was gonna say, I had seen the one video you had uploaded where you were actually in the church, I believe it was, and you were just practicing your vocality. And
Yeah, singing some Elvis. That was it was a gospel song. I don't know what came over me that day. I was I actually was tasked with volunteering to take care of this whole church for a few months because they didn't have a budget or they didn't have anyone to do it. And when I was little, I'd always gone to that church in Depew. And one day I went in and I was doing some things, checking on like a furnace or something. I went upstairs and something came over me. I was like, I was going to sing a song. And I had that song in my head, so I started singing and the acoustics were hitting and I was feeling myself. I'm like, I'll record it. And then for whatever reason, I posted it, and all of a sudden I had people messaging me like, sing a gospel record. I'm like, yeah, maybe, no, not yet. Midlife crisis, I'll hit it for you guys. I'm still kind of young.
Yeah, no, that shit was raw. From what I remember, you did it very, very decently.
I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that very much.
No problem, bro.
Nice. So, Elvis aside, I want to talk about your crew. How did that come about? Building that and like, I mean, deciding on, you know, not being a solo artist anymore and involving people in on your plans and what you want to do.
Well, see, the first record I recorded was 2006. I got the opportunity to record in Princeton. So I went to Princeton and I had these songs written and I was young. And they were like nasty, gritty rap tracks that, you know, I was a 12-year-old kid. They weren't no hit records. But it was, you know, my music. And I really, really wanted to record it. And I was with my cousin who I had started rapping with back in like 2003. He went by Guardian Angel at the time. So my vision was always to kind of be with at least another artist because I always liked looking at like Tupac and Death Row you always had the artists, but they had their people, their artists, you know, they're going to collab with the artists that they work with regularly, stuff like that. So I always from the beginning knew I wanted to work with at least others. I never wanted to be a standalone because, you know, I mean, some people feel themselves enough to be like, yo, I mean, I'm the shit by myself. I don't need you. But I always felt like I'd like to be able to lean on somebody else too, you know, share the load and share the shine when it comes. Then you can share the burden when the burden comes because with the shine, you're going to get the shade, you know. So I don't know. I always felt that way. And I recorded the first mixtape in 06 with him. And in 2008, I think, I got the idea to make Irresistible. Which shout out Big Z, Free LSD, everybody. I got the idea for Irresistible, and it was just this loose idea, but I was like, I want it to be a banner, an indie label. I got to figure it all out. So I started just doing research, and all it was me reading into what I loved about these labels that were so powerhouse, you know, throughout the years in hip hop, and then what made them fail, what kind of dynamics of artists they had, things like that, you know. And it took 2009 was the first time I recorded as Oliver Twist, and I recorded a mixtape called Above and Beyond, and it was just a Putnam County thing, you know, and small scale, like flipping CDs in high school. But when I did it, I was expecting to be met with the same resistance I'd always been met with, you know, kind of the bullying about it and things like that. And the dynamic had changed. They listened, the songs were all in this kind of deep West Coast, you know, like 90s vein, but I had songs like It's Okay to Cry and What Makes a Man, stuff like none of it was like hip hop content or like rapidy rap content. It was all, you know, like real life, down to earth, just music. And
Raw.
people all of a sudden were like, oh, whoa, this is cool, you know, and they started to accept it. And once I figured out that if I could make that area that just had never accepted, you know, what I did with hip hop or any hip hop in general at the time, if I could make them accepted on that platform and just run with it, because if I can make that happen, I can make it happen bigger scale. So I jumped in head first with the Irresistible idea, and I had a couple of artists that you know, they were just homies of mine and stuff, and I'd work with them and things like that, you know, and we'd cut little tracks and things, local stuff, and I did like 4 mixtapes, flipping them out in the high school. And 2011, I had done a mixtape with another artist, and it was doing like, you know, really well, you know, for the county.
Yeah.
So I'm walking one day and I see this big dude with a giant afro skateboarding, and he's super quiet and shy. And his homie's like, yo, he wants to battle you. I turned around and I was like, huh? And the dude's just like, I never said that. Right off the bat, he's like, I didn't say that. And I'm like, you rap? And his buddy's like, he raps. He's really good, man. And I was like, yo, let's kick it. Show me some stuff. So he starts texting me some lyrics, and I was like, man, you got something here. And it was Big Z. So we started working on it, and Big Z from 2011 till present has just been, you know, like this. Irresistible is nothing. If Big Z wasn't there, there isn't an Irresistible, because of the foundation, the groundwork and stuff. Yeah, I laid that out, but I probably wouldn't be sitting here. You know, I wouldn't have the success I've had without having Big Z. You know, it's kind of synonymous. It's like people are like Oliver with Big Z. Before they finish saying my name, they're going to say his name, because it's always been, we perform right there. So we got this vision. We sat down, we talked. We're like, you know, let's do this. Let's take over the world, man. Let's just do it all, you know? So we started doing what we can. And then 2012 or 13, I started putting the groundwork together for Nightmare 1. And I wanted to change the platform. My music before had been totally different. It was like lighter tone. There's deeper tracks, a lot of deep tracks and stuff, but it was never dark and twisted. And I was like, yo, I'm a horror movie fanatic. I want to take everything I love about the dark side of things, like Star Wars. I'm a Star Wars nut. I'm like Star Wars nut. I wanted to take the dark side of that stuff. No pun intended. I wanted to take the dark side of the horror movies, all these kind of things, and implement them in a way that just suited me. And I was like, I've got the perfect idea. And I had all these things happening at the time in the Nightmare House, where stuff's just, my life was changing so fast. And Big Z and I sat there, and I'm working on that. Big Z all of a sudden's working on Cloud 7. And he's writing this stuff that I'm like, oh my God, man, he stepped up his game. Like both of us just overnight. Like I rapped the excuse me, the song Nightmare. I rap it for him one day, and he was just like, what just happened? You know, like overnight, everything was different. And then he rapped his song, Z's Rant, for me. I'm like, what happened? Like he had this crazy East Coast, beautiful cadences and flows. And then I was coming with the style I was doing for the Nightmare, and it just kind of clicked. We were like, it's time to start performing and things. Then we met Free LSD. Now he goes by Peyote, and he's got his own company now since he's left Irresistible and we parted ways. This man is killing it in the crypto game. He's killing it in the crypto art game. He's out flipping NFTs of just crazy stuff, just hustling, he's got his whole own thing going. I'm so proud of him. But we met him. he designed the logo that everybody knows now. He started working with us on things. He was the video man. All of a sudden, we had services we could offer. We had things we could do. We had locations, and we just started running with it, and Irresistible came to life in this big way. It just kind of started blossoming, and I was shocked. And then over the years, things have changed. We changed platform, like I said, since Free LSD's left. I had this wonderful designer. She did Nightmare 2's cover. She was your predecessor to that.
Oh, shit.
Drew Sudai. She was amazing. She just moved out of state, and she's going back to school for different graphic design, but she's also got her own independent art company, graphic design, where she's crushing it now. It's been a beautiful road to watch things blossom, and now Irresistible is just there. It just kind of exists. It would exist without me at this point. That's what I love about it. It's kind of like you had a child, you raised the child, the kid could run off without you now. It's got a life of its own.
Right.
Spooky sometimes because I'm like, man, I don't want to ever see me off of my own thing.
Yeah, see, because I feel like what you have and like what your team has is like super fucking dope. I love the aesthetic of it. Because, like,
Appreciate you, man.
TCU gives off a certain vibe. Irresistible gives off a certain vibe. War music, like all these different branches out
And
here.
it's necessary.
It is, and
makes the scene.
I absolutely love the diversity between it, and yet we can all still collab, get along, and
Absolutely,
have respect
man.
for each other.
Absolutely. That's what I've expressed many times since you guys have been able to start this. Like I said, finally for the 815, there's a central hub where everybody has a place to go back and point to. And that's you guys. You're killing it. I love it. I'm honored to be here.
Absolutely.
Genuinely, man.
We appreciate having you here,
big
man.
time, bro.
Genuinely.
Oh, fuck. You already snatched the question I was thinking about asking.
Nice. So, you talked a little about Big Z. You guys have worked on numerous tracks together.
Yep.
What you have like a favorite track that you've worked on?
I do, and
together?
it's the one that's coming on the Misfit King.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
shit.
Nice. Okay.
I was-
like,
And what's the name of the track again?
It's called Losers.
Losers.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, shit, yeah,
I love
because
it.
the track you guys just recently released within the last few months, I believe,
Checkmate.
right?
Yep.
That one, dude, that fucking.
That was
goes
Big Z's
in.
brainchild. Big
Really?
Z,
Just Big Z's verse in particular really caught my ear.
man. Big Z's every verse catches everyone's ear. Big Z is the flawless. I'll tell you right now. Put everything else aside, ego aside, and everything. Big Z is which I don't. If I hurt your feelings to anybody in the 815, I'm sorry. Don't come after me. I love you all. Big Z is above us, man. Talent-wise, that man is, and he would never admit it to anyone. I'm telling you right now, though, Big Z is a god tier MC. Cloud 7 is on par with Nas, Illmatic, in my humble opinion. It's amazing.
Does he have anything new coming out? Because like I'm looking forward to like more solo tracks if he has any.
He does. We've been working on Big Z's album. See, right now, the beauty of it, how I said with Nightmare 1, Cloud 7, right now we've come almost full circle. We're back at the Nightmare House recording together almost a decade later, and it's Nightmare 1 came out shortly after Cloud 7. Here we are with the first solo LPs. Misfit King's coming, and then soon enough, Big Z's album. I've been producing, we've been working on, I've been cutting beats. I've made probably 100 beats for it, and the selection has been so strict that we've got a very small list of tracks cut together.
Yeah.
But they're flawless, man.
I'm super
The man
ecstatic.
He's got, without giving away too much, man, there's Cali Man verses on there. There's Oliver Twist verses on there already. It's just, and Big Z's delivery and everything, it's so organic because the album material, it's not like it used to be, like mixtape material, YouTube beat digging, sitting. The music's made from, 100% organic. I sit there, I produce the beats, we write to our beats. It's been beautiful to be able to get to this level. And like I said, come full circle, the same kind of patterns and everything. And we know the formula worked before. Now just got to keep going. And I can't wait for the Big Z record to come out because, man, I'm telling you, I've been waiting since the day I met him to have an actual Big Z album that man owns all the rights to, that it's his art piece forever. The mixtapes are always going to be yours in part. The albums are yours forever. You got the publishing, you've got your Mona Lisa, and you own it.
Absolutely. Yeah, depending on how you fucking do the work for the album,
Yep.
it's all can be 100% yours.
That's why the Misfit King is taking so long. Partially, that's why Z's is taking so long. Partially, we try to do. They try to do everything right. That's part of, a lot of the things I'll do for other artists when I help with artist development and stuff is teach them, you got to have your publishing. You got to have your, it's different now. You can't just do this. You got to do it the right way. And it takes time. You got, it takes time.
Exactly. And that's like one of the things I'm really like watching and looking for with the Mirzotic label.
I love everything about the Mirzotic boys, man. Those guys, I got Arsenal coming. At the moment Arsenal did his interview, I had always liked Arsenal, his hustle and everything.
Yeah.
But something about hearing him after his interview, then listening to the songs again, I was like, yo, there's no way I can't make an Oliver Twist Arsenal record happen. This man is just something about Arsenal.
Yeah,
that dude is just, he's hip hop as fuck.
Dude, he gives off this like fucking energy that like it's just great to be around.
Amen.
And, like, you wanna it
Yo,
like inspires you.
When Arsenal was talking, he's explaining like his background, things that inspired him, and I was listening. I'm like, this motherfucker. We couldn't be different visually. You just look at us next to each other, hear the way we talk, everything else.
Yeah.
You would just think, oh, these guys are just different people. But the inspirations, everything that makes us artists,
right?
I was like, yo, I'm doing it. So I busted out my MIDI and I started working on this bass-driven West Coast aftermath style, late 90s, early 2000s, just West Coast slapper, the drills, sirens, whistles, and all, just slapping bass, and started putting it together. I had the beat cut in 6 hours and mastered, done, just I was like, I love it. And then I just started writing. And I got the hook in my head first, and I was thinking, I'm like, this dude is going to just slaughter this. And I sent it off, and he's just like, oh, shit. So we've been trying to coordinate getting together, because when that one comes, that'll be probably something I save for a sophomore album following Misfit King. So it'll probably be a few years before that comes out.
Yeah.
So he's got time to make it over, but, man, I'm telling you, that record's going to be something, because I already know with Arsenal's got it, bro.
I'm saying, like, so, like, prior to the podcast, him and I used to, like, chop up and, like, link up and fucking talk about our plans
for
and
real?
shit. Yes, we'd meet down at the river in Ottawa, and, like, we just kick it there and talk for a few hours and, like, talk about our plans and shit. And I had told him for a while, I was like, yo, I got this, like, podcast idea in mind and shit. And then him and I actually, like, put it into fruition and made it a thing. He's like, when can I get on that? I was like, ASAP, bro. Yeah,
definitely, man. I was so stoked. I watched his episode. I was going through my house every day doing my daddy duty shit during the day hours, because I'm a hip hop vampire. Gotta be, daddy. So when nighttime rolls around, that's when it's like middies out. Daddy's getting litty on the midi. But daytime, watching some TCU, got that shit posted up. I'll be listening to Arsenal's episode. I was hooked, man. Just like Church's episode, every episode I've loved. Cody J's episode and everything. But man, Arsenal and Church's episodes were so standout. Church was Church. I love Church so much. And he came over and he recorded. I produced a track for him. I made the beat, cut the beat, and it's so nasty. And he came over and he was recording at the Nightmare House, and he's sitting there and all night we're talking about it, and I was laughing the whole time. I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, you are always you, just unapologetically. Church doesn't give a fuck. He'll walk in and just like beanie touching the ceiling from here, kick back, bro, and he's just like, what up? Yeah. Government, let's talk. And you're like,
Church is such a genuine fucking person. He's super dope to be around.
Dude, I love Church, man. I've always loved Church. When I had Church on, I believe he performed both of my big festivals back in the day. I think he was on both of them. I know Nico and Bishop and them were. I believe Church was on both of them as well. And yo, let me tell you something about Church live. I don't know if you guys have gotten to see Church live. Church live is something else. Nico live, something else. Nico kills it. I'd always purposely put Nico and Bishop at the tail end because I knew the sun's going to be down, lights are going to be right. They're going to get it. Just get it. You know what I mean? And I'd just be like, yo, Church would always be the only motherfucker to get up on the stage with zero backtrack and just shit on everything one after another. Didn't care. I was like, he has nerves of steel.
Yeah.
He's the only artist that came here without a backtrack. Every other 20 other artists are like, yo, and nothing against it. That's cool. It's an industry standard for the most part. Yeah. But Church was just like, I'm gonna do it without it.
Yeah,
And you're
if
like,
you can do
cool.
it without it, it's like almost like a massive ass flex. It's like,
Oh,
yo,
yeah.
check
Power
this
to
out.
it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Every time
Exactly.
I've had the chance, I love to. You know, a lot of the times, I was always limited by, do you have the beat with you, or the DJs, kind of the sound people being like, hey, let's continuity. Church would just be like, oh, that's cool. Fuck continuity. We're
Right.
doing it my way.
Exactly. And I mean, sometimes like it's just easier on the artist depending on the situation you're in. Like
Yeah,
when you're in a
yeah.
nice controlled environment, obviously you're not going to need a fucking backing track.
Yeah,
But
and
sometimes when you're performing on stage and running around and doing your little
Yeah.
fucking diddly do, you're fucking
yeah, and a lot of the times, like somebody like like NGB Draco, somebody like their stuff, where it's very ad lib intensive, but not only that, but he's a high energy performer.
Yeah.
That motherfucker will be,
dancing.
not just dancing, he's an acrobat up there. You're
Fucking
watching, you're
right,
like,
dude.
you're a big dude. How do you have the energy, man? I'm like, no wonder he's in shape. He's doing backflips up here, turning
Well,
up.
dude, I got mad respect, especially for the fucking Drip Fest, because he wasn't feeling good. He
Dude,
had like a
man.
headache and sinus or
I
some
gave him
shit.
props for that. I felt so
Dude.
bad. He had his children there. He wasn't
Yeah.
feeling good, and he got up and he
Still committed. Like, if he ain't said any of that, no one would have known.
Yo, man, I've always loved being able to share a stage with Dre Day. Anytime that I've been able to be in an environment with Dre Day or NGB Draco, dude, as far as hype men go and keeping the crowd energy up and keeping them lit, you're never going to find nobody like that, man. He gets up. Good God, you could have a crowd that's literally dead. He's going to have the casket doors flopped open. They're all just like, fuck is going on out here, son? I don't even like rap music. I'm good. Like,
this shit is
ooh.
bumping.
Yeah, man, he's nasty with it. He's always been nasty with it, and he's a good dude. I mean, I don't have a complaint about any 815 artist. Everybody I've gotten to work with, great people. You know, you get down, you sit with them. Cody J. Yo, wait a minute. Speaking of Cody J, I'm not letting Cody J flex on me. He's not the only one who can draw. I brought you boys something, okay? I made sure to address it. I'm gonna let you guys do the honors. You want to open this up
Nice,
yourselves?
nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My gift to you.
Oh, appreciate it. Appreciate it.
You gotta show the camera. I want to make sure they know.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Hell
All right,
yeah.
we just gotta soak that in. Very nice. All right.
Yep. Take
Love
a
it.
moment.
Love it.
It's a house.
Cody, you got some competition, bro.
I've been told I'm pretty good with houses.
I like the window placement. It's very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
The
door.
door, I love it.
Yeah. The attention to
it's like a-
depth. That was kind of the
It's a
thing.
little bit off the ground.
Yep. It's just a little bit.
I like that.
Again,
All right.
attention to depth. It's
Yeah,
set
gives
back
it-
from the
gives it the
street. That's a
night mo-
street view.
Yeah, it gives it the nightmare vibe.
Yep.
Kind of a
Fucking with
raised
it.
foundation. All right.
Hell
Okay.
yeah. Hell
Rapping's
yeah.
actually my second. It's my side hustle. I do commissioned art. So if anybody needs a house drawn, get at you, boy.
You heard it here. I
With
got the
love.
graphics, but he's the man for houses.
It's kind of my thing.
House drawings, architectural, structural
You see
drawings.
the
Yeah.
house
Oliver
on his
Twist.
shirt? He drew that.
Oh yeah, yo, I gotta flex. Shout out Dysfunctional, man. Nightmare 3, you helped make it a hit record, man.
Appreciate
I
it,
swear
brother.
you helped so much because when I was ready to drop Nightmare 3, I was riding off of the energy of I know there's a following for the Nightmare series. People wanted a Nightmare, but not necessarily like right now.
Right.
They probably would have enjoyed a different kind of record from me, something different at the time, because my last mixtape had been Nightmare 2. And I thought it over. I took a couple years without mixtapes, just singles here and there, and I was getting really bummed with the way that just the art didn't fit the aesthetic I wanted. Everything was just kind of there, and I liked it, but it wasn't what I wanted. And I felt like with Nightmare 3, I had a couple of tracks stacked. I had like 7 or 8 tracks. I had the Dirty Dev song, rest in peace. I had the Dirty Dev song that I'd been sitting on for years, and I was like, I need to do something, and these songs are Nightmare songs. I'm just like, these are Nightmare songs. It's a Nightmare record. I just can't title it something different because naturally I'm like, it feels like a Nightmare record.
Right.
But I didn't have anything in place. And when I started talking to you about the cover, I'm like, I'd kind of just like to see what an animated version of the house would look like, maybe. And I was still on the fence about the record. And then you sent the cover back. I'm like, all right, Nightmare 3. And then I'm still like, we'll see how it's met, because when Nightmare 1 dropped, boom, all of a sudden I'm established. I got people calling, producers calling. I'm getting blog placements, playlist placement. Shit's taking off, I'm getting magazine features, all kinds of stuff. I thought for sure, I'm like, I can't miss. I'm doing my second mixtape, my second, big mixtape, In the Name of God. I'm like, this is going to be a smash. The artwork's nasty. Everything about it's all cryptic. The music I was double timing on these tracks. The songs were just slapping. I had Cali on it and all these other artists. Flop. On its face. It's been a cult hit since, but it's one of those things that slowly.
Time, right.
But man, it was heartbreaking. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I guess that's that then, right? And then with the next one, 94 to the Casket, all of a sudden it was, like 500 some thousand downloads in the first few days. And I'm like, well, what was the problem with the last one? You know what I mean? I felt like In the Name of God was such a strong record and its timing. So with Nightmare 3, I was like, I might be dropping the ball because I got everything here. I got the music is great. I love the music. I love the beat selection and everything. And then the artwork, I'm like, everything's on point. It's ready. This is it. Maybe the timing's wrong. And then I dropped it, and I'm telling you, the artwork, in my opinion, made a huge difference on keeping the record not only afloat, but kept it just like up. It was like 2,000 something plays per track in the first week, and I was like, really? And SoundCloud at the time was on a down slope.
Yeah.
For a long time, you could drop somebody huge and established. Drake could have dropped something on SoundCloud. It would have done like 500K instead of 20 million. Because people were like, fuck SoundCloud. Nobody had it in their phone anymore.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm like, what? Every track is just pop, pop, pop. And I mean, a lot of that I also credit to Dirty Dev's feature, having him on the record, because I had to do something with that. And I didn't just want to release it as a single, like, oh, it's a track with me and Dirty Dev, blah, blah, blah. I wanted it to be a part of something that was part of an art piece, a project and things. And I didn't want to profit off it in any way. I just wanted it to be something that was there. So there's so many fans of the guy. He's like an 815 Pac in a way. I'm like, I want him to be able to, I want it to be out there. And I'm still psyched about the fact that N3 and it's still doing so good. It's still doing so good that I watch the numbers on it. I'm just like, yo, man, that's sick, because it's a deeper record, and that the success of that really gave me a lot of courage to push forward on dropping the Misfit King, because the Misfit King's not it's the kind of record that it's a story. It starts off beginning to end. It's a story. It's a dark story. It's got moments of lighter elements, touch on love, this and that, but it's a story of life. That's all it is. Story of one person from beginning to where I'm sitting at now, and it's not even just a story of a person. It's a story of me that I hope that all of my Misfit listeners, all my people, all my fans and new fans, everybody will be able to listen to, and I hope that everybody can take something from it. Every song's got its elements where that's the goal, but it's really passion driven. It's dark, the whole aesthetic, the artwork, everything's real blue and black. Everything's darker, and that's that Nightmare 3 vibe. That's, I'm hoping that same energy will transition over and just really, really give it some life, give it some legs to walk on.
Yeah, dude. And those are, that's one of the projects, like, I'm really looking forward to see releasing in the area currently.
Appreciate it.
Because, like, I have your shirt fucking hung up on one of my walls, and, like, whenever I'm in the room and I'm trying to get inspired and, like, I look at all that shit, somehow I find myself looking at that shirt and bouncing back to listen to the album.
Hell
after
yeah.
staring at that. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, man. That's dope. It's crazy to see, like, there was a group of, I always tell this story to people because it's funny to me. This group of girls that were doing, like, Instagram things where they'll do, like, dances and stuff. They bought the leggings with the Nightmare House image that you had animated, the cover.
Oh, shit.
And they got the leggings, so they did this Instagram video of them doing, like, dances and stuff. And of all things, the ugliest house in the town of McNabb, this beat down, scary, creepy house, and all of a sudden they're doing, like, some kind of dance videos in the pants, and I'm just like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then so many people, like, I told a good fan, Thado T. Rockman, out in South Africa right now. South Africa's vibing heavy, so I got to shout out South Africa, bro. Shout out South Africa.
I think he added me based on, like, the strength of our feature.
I think, man, these people show love like you wouldn't believe. The South Africa right now, I owe them so much. I've been talking to a lot of people about hoping to try and get if the energy from Misfit King is hype enough, the finances are right. We need to line up a tour so I can get down. I want to bring some other 815 artists and just try and get an international thing set up where we can get out there. The fan base is enough where the money could be right, to fund everything the right way. And if all goes well, man, that'd be great. But that like people out in South Africa are rocking the shirts, and it's crazy, man. It's just a little beat up house in the town of McNabb, Illinois, Putnam County. Nobody even knows it exists.
Right.
And it's this staple. It's just wild to me. Something as small as somebody like me rapping about what I rap about, just being me and stuff. It can transition to that big. It just blows my mind, man. Art and music, a universal language, man.
Yeah, and it has the strength to make a global impact.
It's
so
insane.
It's amazing.
I love it, dude.
Exactly. So like with your style and everything, like when I had first heard about it and everything, like it wasn't that I didn't like it. It was just like so different that it had to take a little like getting used to before I could like understand it and fuck with it like I do now. And
story of my career, bro. Story of my career.
It fucking blew me away when you, Ethereal, and Nico did Weird. How'd that come about?
So Nico and I have always since probably 2014 when I met him, he had come to an impromptu studio session I had in McNabb at a different place. And Bishop and them brought him through, and they're like, yo, we know this younger cat, which I think Nico might be older than me, but he was just starting to like pop out in the area. And they're like, we got this dude, but he spits, bro. He spits. We want to bring him out. And he was there, and he was just kind of vibing, watching. And at one point I was just like, yo, you got to spit, man. We're like chopping up. I don't even know if I got the words out of my mouth before this dude just starts. And I was like, yo, I fuck with you, man. I fuck with you. And he's hilarious. Nico, you could sit with Nico for 24 hours and be like, yo, I need to get to bed, but it's cool. Let's just keep chatting, bro. Because he's funny as hell, man. And he's so creative. He's the hook god out here, man. Sometimes I'll be like, fuck Nico with his damn good-ass hook writing and shit. Sitting there trying to think of a hook for my own shit. I'm like, I made the beat and everything. Why can't I do this? And the man can write hooks for days. But he had reached out, and it had been so long, different conversations about, we have to collab. But Nico's a lot like I am, where you want to wait for the opportune moment. You want things to come together organically. You want it to be the right song.
Exactly.
And that couldn't have been the more perfect scenario to have the three of us together. You had Ethereal, who's the black, at the time he was rocking the Black Sheep, and then you had Misfit Music with me, and then you had Nico. And man, when it came together, I remember they sent me the track, and I was listening, and I'm like, okay. And I don't remember if they had I think it was just the hook, and they didn't have their verses on yet. So it was a great chance for everybody to just kind of
sharpen the pen game.
Just do their thing without any kind of, just make sure everybody's was so
You're not
them.
trying to outdo anybody.
Even more than that, you don't listen to their verse and have any thought like, okay, that's the approach I would take subconsciously.
Yeah.
You just run with it, clean slate,
Right.
off the strength of the hook. And then when the master came together, they sent it to me, and I was just mind blown. I was like, this is perfect. It's perfect. And, Ethereal, he did the engineering and mastering on it. And I had tracked it out in my studio, sent the stems off and everything, and he mastered. And, I love Ethereal, man. That man's cold. He cuts nasty beats. He can engineer, and he's such a perfectionist. He's such a perfectionist.
Indeed.
In his own way that it blows my mind. I love talking to him about audio engineering and things, and, sound design. He's really into sound design like I am. I like to just sit there and play with one bass note for 4 or 5 hours and be like, this is cool. This is new. It's different. I'm sure he probably plays with, if I play with it for 5, 6 hours, he probably goes 12, 13
Right.
because that's how he is,
Yeah, dude.
Our conversations are in depth about it.
Yeah, because I still have my project growth, like, being in the works. Like, I have all the tracks done, recorded.
Yeah.
But, like, he's still, like, perfecting them and shit. Like, he'll go back and listen to it, and he's like, all right, well, I want to tweak this. I'm like, I trust you, bro. It's like, when you feel confident with it, surprise me.
That's what him and I have, that passion for being executive producers. He's like I am, where it's like, I want to take your whole project if I'm going to produce for you, I would love to produce a track for you, but I would really love to take your whole project. I'm going to cut all the beats. I'm going to engineer it, and then I'm going to go back, sit on it. I'm going to change things up. I'll add in this or that or this or that, but I want to play with it, set it up, and I want to give it that sound. And he's got his sound, like we had talked about before. You know, everybody's got this sound, the staple noises, the different things you expect to hear from the engineering of, you know, whoever the camp's engineer is. And him and I, you know, it's such a good blend. We bounce off each other super well. Like with that song Weird, every verse just had so much perfection in it.
Yeah, and see, what's dope is I actually was like interviewed today, ironically, and so Sierra was asking me like who I go to for production and everything, and I was like, well, actually I like seeing like other artists and what they can do with my shit.
Yeah,
I was like, I try mixing my shit, but like I'm still learning it. I'm still like, even though I'm still learning it, I'm like a perfectionist in my own shit. So other people like know what they're doing and they know how they want to spice it up.
Absolutely.
So like I told her, I was like, right now I have Ethereal working on that one. My next one Aaron wants to work on, and then whenever I decide to get a third project going, if you're down for it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Right now I've got Cali Man album I'm cutting. I've got the Big Z album I'm cutting records for. Church and I have been talking about a record. I've got a lot of different artists that I'm cutting records for, and mostly right now it's smaller EPs, so that way I'm just giving them like a quick power punch and they can ship it off with Z, full-length record. But everybody else right now, man, it's been so cool to just kind of sit down, and in the past probably 4 or 5 years is where I got more into beat production and actually executive production, where I'm like, yo, I want to do the whole thing. Where before I was like, I can't make beats. Back, you know, in Nightmare 1 era, I couldn't make a beat. I had no idea how to make a beat yet. So it was more, I'm like, I can engineer the vocals. I'm learning new tricks as I go, blah, blah, blah. But then to start getting into like instrumentation, to just have, you know, I could play drums, but I couldn't play drums great. So I'm not like in a band where I'm on stage drumming out the whole track,
Right.
but I can session drum all day. I couldn't play guitar live on stage as a guitarist, but I can session guitar, bass guitar. I got violins. I got every instrument. I'll just sit there and experiment, play. I produced a beat for Nico not long ago. I sat there with this tiny little violin I had bought. It's a child-sized classic violin. I didn't know it was child-size. I didn't know the difference. I bought it from an antique store and had it fixed at Guitar Junkyard, and I was sitting there just playing, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know what I'm playing, but it sounds nasty. And I start cutting it, and then I start putting the beat together, and I ship it off to Nico, and he's like, oh, yeah, this is the one. And I'm like, kill it. The beat that I had cut for you guys' record, that one, another strange sound design where I just sat there and I'm playing with different like bass tones and different melodies and instruments, and I'm like, this one's nasty. I want this one to go to the right spot. So I got on this kick. I had cut one that I cut for church. Same ordeal. I was like, I know who I want on this beat. I know who this beat should go to.
Right.
Just to kind of ship off to different artists of the 815 and be like, yo, let's get the wheels turning. I got this, you know. And,
dude, you had made my fucking day with that beat though. I was at work and like work was pissing me off, and like I get to the break room and you're like, yo, I got this beat for you.
yeah.
You're like, I want you to do something with it. I was like, all right, bet. I listened to it. I was like, bro, I already know what the fuck to do with this thing. I was like, I hear Aaron on this shit. I gotta hit him up real quick.
Hell
I was
yeah,
like, hey,
man.
you want to collab on this shit?
Definitely. Yo, and it slapped. You know, I know you guys gave me some snippets of what it's going to sound like. I'm telling you, I cannot wait. I'm so excited to hear that one. So excited to hear Nico's. You know, I've gotten to track out. It's strange because with a lot of the artists that I'll produce for in the 815, I'd produce and then track them out. Nowadays, a lot more of like you guys and stuff, there's a lot more outlets for people to be like, I'm going to track it out here, and then I'm going to have this guy. So as a vocal engineer in the 815, I don't have as many 815 clients now. I have more outside. So I'll watch and I'll be like, oh, wait a minute, you have it recorded and done already? It just kind of blows my mind, where even 5-6 years ago, I'd be like, yeah, but I have to come record it with you. I'm like, yeah, no doubt. I wanted that.
Yeah.
Now it's like, wait a minute, what? The song's done? I'm like, shit, all right. I can just, like, beats cut. I'm sitting there just bobbing my head like, man, I didn't even get to see the process. It's like, damn. But it's beautiful. I mean, it's just, the 815s is such a great place right now, or in such a great place. It
Yeah,
just blows
dude.
my mind, man.
I feel like I feel like it was at a hiatus and it dropped down,
Mhm.
and I feel like it's finally like starting to build back up again.
Oh,
Hitting that
definitely.
revival.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
NGB Draco, he was gone.
Yep.
You had, I mean, most people were just Marty P. He started like his full fence business. He was he's still all about his hip hop grind. It's just right now he's a hustler, man. He's trying to make sure.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That dude's got so much going with his kids. His kids are damn near like pro athletes, and they're like, what,
Fucking right.
12?
Yeah,
Homeboy's
dude.
got. I'm
He's
like,
fucking killing it.
yeah. So I mean, he had to step away for the most part for the sake of, you know, just betterment of life.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden you had all these different, and like I said, I was going through this period where Irresistible's transitioning, and I'm doing like songs where I'm like, man, I love the song, but the artwork's not where it needs to be, and there's no shows. COVID hits, everything dies and stuff, and then all of a sudden, wheels start turning, everybody starts picking up, and now it's just such a great place. You know, it's just such a great place. It's crazy to watch too, because I've been a part of the 815 for, you know, so long. Now to be able to look out and go, yo, everybody's here, everybody's
Right.
popping.
And dude, I feel like there's more camps than there's ever been right now, and like the ones that I didn't know about are like finally like being brought about and like shown to us
That's what it
because of the
is.
platform.
It's not because there's more. There might be less than there ever was, right? Or not less than there ever was, but there might be less than the peak of how many camps.
Yeah.
What it is you guys with TCU are bringing all these people to the forefront, where before social media algorithms, things like that, just kind of swallow some people up. And then
Yeah.
the jealousy games, people, you know, you got these guys that are lit and they're dope. But these guys over here are a little more popular and established, and they don't really want to let them in the door quite yet and stuff. So all of a sudden you have people that are kind of shelved, this and that. Right now, you guys are offering a platform where some people may have been shelved for no reason other than someone else didn't really want to give them the shine. They're
Yeah.
not going to be able to get shelved. They
Right.
pop out here, and it's like, oh, okay. You know, everybody's going to have an even keel, which is how it should be. Everybody should have their shot, because I mean, nobody's the god of the 815.
Right.
Everybody is super ill because, like you said, everybody is their own standalone. Everybody's got their own sound. Nobody's going to do what Oliver Twist does, because I do me. You'd have to go back and relive 27 years of being a weird white dude from a cornfield in order to copy me the right way. You know,
Yeah.
nobody's going to be, you know, NGB Draco, because you got to live his whole life. And everybody's got such a different sound and voice. Big Z's voice, nobody's got that voice.
Right.
Arsenal, nobody's got that voice. You know,
Oh,
everybody's
same,
voices
dude.
are just, I mean, it's right now is a perfect, it's just beautiful. It's like being at a wine tasting when you're just going through the playlist that everybody's been curating for 815 since you guys started the trend with that. You guys started the trend going like, let's put together playlists, SoundCloud playlist, Spotify playlist. We're going to put everybody together with songs we like. And that trend caught on, and all of a sudden everybody's doing it. And you can go through, and like I said, it's like tasting wine. You kick
Yeah.
back, you're like, yo, that's sick. Next song, oh shit, that's sick. You know, you got Mario Cannon out there. He's the one. He's like the Will Smith out here, man. He's the superstar who doesn't have to curse, and he's bringing it home in such a major way.
Right.
Straight up.
Dude's never cussed on a record. He's out there touring with Twista. You're like,
Yeah.
that's dope. That just means he's pure talent. He doesn't have to rely on stuff. You know, there's no crutches to his game. He's just crushing it. And that's-
Exactly,
it's
dude.
beauty, man.
And like I'd love to like start branching it out even further in the 815, because like we have like everyone from like Joliet area that we still haven't had
Yeah.
like on here, because like
Yeah.
there's Filial Phil. I heard he's gonna be dropping some new project soon. He started talking about it again. Hayes kind of like died off, and she's doing like photography and shit now.
Yeah.
And then Anscree,
Yeah.
he changed his name to Nico28, and he's been killing it. He was on the fucking grind mode cipher with Nico of War Music.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
He's been doing shows with Lazy Bone too. I'm pretty sure.
For real?
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
got a lot of connects with all that.
I might be doing a show with Bone Thugs with Cali, man, here pretty soon. I think like November
yeah,
13th
yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was
I
trying
just-
to promote that. If you want to fucking toss that out, if you know the info.
I don't know a lot of info, but I do know. Hit up Cali, man, for some tickets. You can hit me up for some tickets. The goal is to get up there and kill some shit with Cali, man, and Bone Thugs. You know what I mean? It's just schedule coordination. In album mode right now, there's so many wheels turning, and I'm like, yo, schedule.
I feel that shit.
I like
yeah.
70. I'm in my lyric pad. I got more notes on to-do list than I got lyrics right now. I'm like, Jesus
Facts.
Christ.
Fucking
But
facts.
I couldn't be more happy, man. It's like, you guys know what it's like when you're about to drop that project and you're just in the mode of it, your deadlights. It's sick.
Yeah, you really just get tunnel vision and zero
Yeah.
in on just that one thing.
Yep. And I've been so nervous about this project for so long, and there's been 7 or 8 different whole versions of it, because since the album started getting formed to now, my life has completely 365 degrees just flipped. Everything's different. Everything's different. There's nothing about my life that's exactly the same. So, but like I said, the album isn't just about current events for me. It's been a storybook of everything. So when I'm going through and I was putting the album together, I'm like, okay, get to redo everything again. And then I'd get it done. I'd re-listen. I'd be like, I don't want to put that out. That's so personal. And my music's always been personal. You know, Dancing with the Devil and stuff is almost as personal as you can get. But, you know, I'm introverted. I'm quiet about things. I don't even like venting to people, talking to people openly, unless I'm really with you, vibing. So something like this, to put it out and be like, yo, this is gonna be my biggest project so far. This is going to be, and to have it be so very personal. You know, the opening track of it comes out and it just starts telling you everything in a nasty, gritty way, and it's like, I listen to it and just be like vibing, like, yo, I'm so proud of this. And then once I think I'm gonna show the entire fucking world this, I'm like, hold the phone. I'm like, oops.
Yeah.
And then, but you know, I'm stoked.
See, like for me, like it's ass backwards on like how I started with my music. Cause like I was always like personal, like very personal with my music. Like I didn't give a fuck what people thought when they heard it.
Yeah.
And then like once I was comfortable releasing that all the time, like now like there's times like I like to get on my cocky side, like just start flexing things, because like it's fun to do that time to time.
Yeah.
And like when I write those out, I'm like, do I want to put this out? Like,
Believe me,
I'm
man.
talking all this shit now. If I
feel
say
you. I feel you. Be songs you'd be just shitting on everybody. You get to the end, you're like, but I really do like everybody.
Yeah,
I don't know why. It's like, I hope they get it. I was just feeling myself.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that
yeah.
bass hit, son. I don't know what
See, and
happened.
That's this whole next project I got in the works.
Yeah, Aaron the Rapper's gonna go.
Dude, I'm telling you,
Arrogant the
this-
Rapper.
Oh, yeah.
This
That's
shit-
Do
gonna
it, bro.
happen.
You
This
got.
shit's gonna be a classic, bro. I'm already telling you right now.
I believe it, man. Everything I've heard from you guys, I've loved, man.
Appreciate
Man,
that,
everything.
bro.
Definitely.
Nice. Well, good shit, man. We're fucking almost at about a fucking good episode pace. Did you have anything else that you wanted to fucking plug before we end up things here?
Man, for the most part, hit me up for the best beats. No, man, Misfit King's coming. Last Shot with Aaron the Rapper. That shit slaps, man.
October 29th.
Yeah.
You can fucking get that shit today when
Pre-save.
this shit fucking drops.
Yeah.
Actually, question for you before I forget. Do you want an individual like track for the intro, or do you mind having your guys' for the intro for the new episode coming out?
Oh, yeah. Last Shot, man.
Oh, dope shit. Okay.
There you go, bro.
Nice. There we go. You guys have already heard Last Shot in the intro to this fucking shit.
Teased a little bit of it. Go peep the
Yeah.
real shit.
Absolutely. On
I can't wait.
iTunes, Spotify, Snapchat Music, TikTok Music, anywhere you fuckers get your fucking music from, it's on there. Just fucking go listen to it. Hit us up. Tell us how amazing we did.
Amen, bro. We killed it, too.
Oh, nice. Well,
Hey, yo,
Again.
before you guys are going to log off, we got to change up your platform, though.
okay. All right.
I got to rap for this.
Okay.
I haven't seen nobody rap on the podcast yet,
Alright.
man.
Okay,
Everybody's
bet.
got to do. You got to start making these motherfuckers spit. If I fall on my face, that's cool. But the next motherfucker's got to do the same
Bet.
shit.
So, all right, what's the rules? Just a 16?
No, why don't you throw? You want to aux up a beat for me? You want to hook up some
Yeah,
speakers?
bro. Yeah.
Yeah?
Give me just one fucking second here.
Hell yeah.
How do you want to do this?
I can barely see, so
I'm
I'll
sorry.
trust you with that.
A few moments later.
So Dysfunctional the Rapper.
Yo.
While he's doing this, you and I have a collaboration that is yet to drop too, my friend.
We do. That is a part of growth.
Is it?
It is.
I
It
want.
is.
That's what I wanted to know. Milkman in the set.
What's up?
What
What's
it do,
up?
my guy?
My master.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Rule of two. So it's part of growth then?
Yes, sir.
Man.
So what growth is to represent is not only like my growth as a person, but when you read the track names, it looks like growth. It represents like the steps of growth you think I took.
Oh,
But if you
okay.
listen to the project, you can hear each song is out of place. Certain ones have more growth at the beginning than some of the ones I end with when I just started out with that and I was still learning things.
No shit.
Yes, like it's like you think I'm okay, but when you hear, you can tell I'm not okay, and I'm growing throughout the tracks.
No shit. I love it,
Yes,
man.
sir. And
I
like,
can't wait.
what the
So
other.
where's ours fall in the growth process now?
All right, let's see. Oh, dude, it's been a minute. What the track name is Insane.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be track 5 or 6. Because
5 or
I
6.
start out like feeling like lost and shit and like heartbroken, and then I start getting rid of that through like anger and like going insane.
Oh, I got you.
As you read like the name titles, and then you come to find out at the end, it ends with Legends with me and Aaron, and it's talking about how we're shouting out everyone at the game and like how I've come to the top, like how I feel personally.
Yeah, yeah, man, that's sick. I'm glad it's gonna be part of something that's more than just a single too, because that's great. I always love being featured on an actual project. I've been blessed to be a part of a lot of projects, and I'm excited, man, because I know it's gonna be good or big. It's gonna be something big, because just the platform you guys are riding with right now, and if you got Ethereal throwing everything together, it's gonna be a nasty mix.
Yes, exactly. I'm fucking excited. It's been like what, a year in the making at this point, I think.
Shit, it's probably
Since,
probably over a year ago that we kept that one.
Yeah.
I'm no stranger to that shit.
I'm feeling like this shit's like the Detox album, only I know this shit's gonna
That's
release.
people giving me shit about Misfit King there, because I didn't even announce the title until not long ago. So they're just like, "Is this gonna be like Detox? Or are you even gonna call it something?" You know what I mean? Like, what are we gonna do here? So
God damn.
I'm excited to hear everything else you guys have in motion too, because
Appreciate
like I
that,
said,
bro.
all the tracks I've heard from both of you guys, man. Aaron's style just blows me away.
Oh,
I love
dude.
hearing when this man spits. And
Since
your
day
style
one.
blows me away too. Ever since the For the Kids moment, when I heard like the different cadences.
Yeah.
Not touching on subject matter, but
Right.
the cadences and stuff that you guys were all bringing, it's just such a blend, man. You guys got a beautiful flow working back and forth, just as personalities.
Appreciate that
But
shit, dude.
musically, it's gonna be exciting to see.
And I feel like that's like a key thing when it comes to like making music with other artists. Like, I was actually telling Sierra that when she was interviewing me, because she was asking like how I go about collabs and shit, and I was like, well, I gotta network, I gotta link with them, I gotta find out who they are as people, or how I think they are as people, and if we feel like a connection, a vibe, something we can relate off of.
Absolutely.
That's usually when the tracks come most natural and I fuck with them the most.
So that's something I've always been blessed to be able to do for the most part, is always work with artists that I know it's like we got some kind of charisma together, some kind of energy there, where the song is just going to be a cohesive mix. It's going to be a blend spiritually. I like the music to be on a spiritual level. The vibe has got to be right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, exactly. And like with growth, like what I really wanted off that is I was trying to find like the cadences I like. Like, this is a very experimental project. It's like one track I may sound one way, the other track I may sound a different way. Like, I'm like vibing off the artist I'm collabing with. Like, it's mainly freestyles, and then the ones that aren't freestyles, it's me collabing with artists. Like, I have you on there, I have Nico on there, I have Aaron, I have Ethereal on there, and I think I have one other artist on there, but it's been a minute since I looked at the actual playlist, since I'm letting him work out his project.
Man, I can't wait to hear it though. I can't wait to hear both of you guys' projects. There's a lot of projects that I've been excited to hear from the 815 for quite a while. I've been watching different people talk about different things. One thing I love about Ethereal is the way he puts together his release schedule and his artwork and the sounds. Because again, he's an audiophile. This dude will go through and he'll just be like, yo, okay, these 14 songs I just made are going to sound good. So one a month, I got over a year's worth of music laid out, release schedule set, plan, and he's sick with it. So I love watching it, and that's another reason I'm excited to see what he does with yours. But like his On a Pedestal and then On a Pedestal redo,
dude,
and
that
was
shit,
sick. I loved it.
Fucking right, dude. And like dude, so like my favorite part is like he always hits me up like when he's working on projects. He's like, yo, what you think? And he's like, don't tell anyone. I'm like, okay, I won't. And then I listen to it, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I was like, how'd you learn to like do that? Because like he has one track where like the vocals are like, it literally sounds like it's wrapping around your head. Like he knows how to like bounce it left and right in such a way. I'm like, bro, holy
he pans
fuck,
vocals cool. He does all kinds of stuff that just it kind of shocks me.
Mr. PT.
What it do, Chet?
What is up, brother? Okay.
He's feeling the Halloween vibe, is what it is.
I just don't want more war scars, man.
The milkman's out here with one band-aid already.
Oh, yeah, that's for my animal.
Got some battle scars going on.
I'm dying.
Chester's trying to see what his old man's up to over there.
Oh, hell nah.
Yeah, now he's gonna come fuck the milkman up because Aaron pissed him off. Look, he's right there now. He's like, "You pissed me off, boy."
Yeah, dude, I got this second project. Like, right now, I'm just trying to like find the inspiration and everything for it, because like I know the subject matter and everything I want to bring about. Now that I had growth recorded and everything.
Yeah.
I want to show people like what I sound like as an individual by myself with no one else on the track.
Yeah, definitely.
And,
Definitely solo.
Yeah, exactly. So like the first one represents growth. The second project I'm gonna be doing is reflection. So I want to be able to talk about like looking back at that and like how I'm thankful for where I'm at now.
I like that. Yeah, I'm excited for a lot of 815 projects, man. I'm waiting for one of these days Nico to do his full length album. That'll be awesome. You know, to be able to see Nico do different things. Put all those, because he's always relied more on the singles, which a lot of people do, and he's killed it that way. But to hear a Nico of War Music record,
Right.
track 1 through whatever, to be able to sit and just play it all the way through would be awesome, because I'm a record kind of person. I like to hear the whole project.
Yeah, dude.
I fuck with singles. I love singles, and I especially people like Nico's singles, and but I'd love to hear the record.
Exactly. Like for me, like the reason I love records is like I love the story behind the full thing. Like,
Exactly.
Like Kendrick Lamar, what was the project where if you listen to it forward to the end and then end to the beginning, like it tells a different story forward and backwards.
I can't remember if it was Damn.
Is that the one it was? I can't remember for the life of me.
I don't remember, to be honest with you. And I just got done binge listening to Kendrick. I was vibing with Kendrick heavy for a few months there just because I love Kendrick. To Pimp a Butterfly, man, Wesley's Theory, I could play that song 500 times in a row.
Hell yeah.
At first I did.
Aaron the rapper, you look like you're ready to do something. What's up, bud?
You got the beat?
That's cool. I'm just
certain
gonna click
song
on one of
might
these
be
first
able
to-
instrumentals I find.
Throw a Nas New York State of Mind beat for me, brother, if you don't mind. I'm going to do one that I did a few years back, 815 State of Mind.
Ooh.
Felt like it was a little bit fitting for the setting.
Bet.
Now we just got to be able to make it through the on-the-spot late-night rap.
Hell yeah.
Like I said, though, man, I'm challenging you. I want you guys to start making all these rappers do this, because everybody's too dope not to put them on the spot.
Dude,
Get them in here and be
no.
like, yo, spit something for us at the end of it. Westwood style, Breakfast Club style. You guys
Right.
got this. Right here in the lab.
Eventually.
Hell yeah, you heard it here. Sponsor the Milkman.
They owe him money now. Yo, TCU deserves a sponsorship, boy. Look. Solid of a motherfucking twist, irresistible entertainment. Shout out TCU, Aaron the rapper, the motherfucking milkman. Dysfunctional. Look. 6 in the morning, hitting snooze on my alarm, and I'm trying to get out of bed, waking up, stretching and yawning. Got my laptop, backpack all inside it, notepad, playing a beat, and I'm driving. No writing though, no, I just flow to set the tone for the day. I'm sick of punching this clock at a job that won't pay. I'm contemplating and plotting, no alternative option. I gotta make this shit happen with rapping. The cops is watching my every move. Same applies to the crew, so we legit now. Skinny flip the chronic and they pop him and check his piss now. So many wannabes trying to tell you that they run in this town, but when I'm behind the mic, tell them other rappers to sit down. Yo, capable of murder, no burner, a gap though. That jewelry box that you got stocked, I'll sneak it out the back door. Cash is what you get jacked for, enemies get attacked though. Buried alive, held the prize, the only place a rag though. From Putnam County, the wacky side of the river, where you either spit tobacco or drown your liver in liquor. There's no escaping this place, and where else could you really go? I turn to hip hop, cause rap's the only thing that I know. Yo, I've been visualizing the other side, and I want it. All I need is a little paper in my pocket to fund it. I'm done with being the nice guy. I know it's time for some violence. I leave them like the Boondock Saints, pennies over the eyelids. You wanna find this? I'm posted in the Illinois Valley. The area code's known. Say 815, bring it at me, it's twist. 815, State of Mind. What?
Hey.
Man, I appreciate you guys having me out. I appreciate you guys having me out.
Hell yeah,
This was
bro.
sick.
Yeah.
This was sick.
It's been a fucking blast. Aaron the rapper, you
yeah,
want to
bro.
kick the milkman out and get your
Oh,
fucking seat
shit.
back?
Yeah, get back to your seat, Holmes.
One eternity later.
Woo! All right.
Hell-
Things back in their fucking natural order, huh?
Hell yeah, natural habitat.
I just put Aaron the rapper to work impromptu. Poor
It's all
man.
good. All right. Well, fucking Twist sent us off with a nice fucking freestyle, and you heard it. Next season, the bar has been fucking set.
Season 2, y'all rapping, son.
Hell yeah. Y'all
Doing
know
what
the
you do
standards.
best.
Also, we're taking 2 weeks off to let us do us. There's still going to be consistent content, but you boys aren't going to be doing a podcast for 2 weeks.
No podcast for 2 weeks, but you can still expect some fucking funny ass skits.
Exactly.
Hey.
And while you're waiting for the podcast, watch the fucking old ones. Come on now. Give us
Watch
the
the old
views.
ones.
Help us
Listen
out.
to our new tracks we have coming out
A lot of new
Again,
content. Hell
today,
yeah.
October 29th. You can cop me and Oliver Twist single, Last Shot, in anticipation for his new album, The Misfit King.
Boom.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Gang, gang, gang.
If you don't subscribe, then Michael Myers is coming for your ass. You already know he's been in the building. I had to whoop his ass, but
You know, I did see him outside. He was like fucking beating off, staring at us. What the fuck was with
In
that?
the bushes,
that
bro.
motherfucker wants a rematch, son.
Oh, shit.
All right, guys. Episode 20 of the Come Up Podcast. We appreciate you guys watching.
Hope everyone has a happy Halloween.
Tune in next season.
Peace.
Being in stuck positions, little homie, I'm about to get it like I'm loading up my last shot. I've been so patient, but fuck it, I'm sick of waiting. I've been drinking with no chaser, like homie, this is my last shot. I'm sick of wishing and being in stuck positions, little homie, I'm about to get it like I'm loading up my last shot. I've been so patient, but fuck it, I'm sick of waiting. I've been drinking with no